What's up everybody, BG Wizard back for another video. Today it is the Wrath of the Lich King Classic PvP tier list, ranking all the classes, every single spec and tier, or spec and class for Wrath of the Lich King Classic PvP. I've been queuing lots of arenas, Multi-Gladiator and Shadow Priest, Hero of the Horde. Obviously there's no hero in Wrath, but I have been queuing every day with some relative success. I'm not the best, but this is an educated tier list. I finally feel confident enough to give a list. So without further ado, we're going to start at the bottom. So obviously S tier is you play this, you're going to be one-shotting people. You're probably going to be able to push rating super easy. D tier, the complete opposite, where it's probably not going to be as fun or as easy to play. So let's get into it. Starting with the D tier, we're going to just throw all the tanks there. Super easy. Just every single tank class going to go on that list. I don't see many of them, so maybe you could make it work, but typically don't really see many tanks. So going to throw that with a D tier. That is it for the D tier. C tier could be argued. Okay. Whoops. I did not mean to put enhanced shaman there. C tier. Actually, I will throw enhanced there. I will throw enhanced there. This is my C tier. Okay, so this I'm going to explain each one because this could be I think if any of the tiers are kind of controversial, I think the C tier will be the most controversial because B tier is generally the bottom of the meta. So like S really good, A pretty good, B is like okay, you're kind of struggling playing B tier classes, but like you can make it work with B tier. C would be like I don't recommend, like there's just better specs for these classes. So like for example, Fury Warrior, always see the arms warriors. Always arms because of Mortal Strike, and you just almost every warrior I play into is arms. So for that reason, that is why I'm putting Fury here. For the Enhanced Shaman. Now, I think Enhance, if any of these classes move up, I think it's Enhance because of Wind Fury Totem. Enhances like benefit melee, and with the DK and Warriors being so good, which we'll get to at the end of this list, but Enhanced Shamans might be able to benefit a melee cleave pretty good, which is the meta right now. So Enhance could definitely move up, but I never see them. And Elemental Shamans are just so darn good that I think everybody's just Ellie, and I never really see any Enhance. So that's why I put Enhance. Combat Rogue, again, I'm not sure. I don't think I really see many Combat Rogues. I think the other specs are probably better. But if I'm wrong, please go ahead and correct me in the comments. Maybe Combat Rogue moves up. I don't know. Holy Priest, again, don't really see any. I generally see Discipline Priests if I'm playing. That is why the C tier is the C tier. Again, this would be below the bottom of the threshold of what I would recommend to queue. So B tier, we're going to move on to B tier. This is where I think if you're playing any of these B tier classes, you can push rating, and it's doable if you play the right comps and stuff. And we're getting into more meta specs. So let's get into the B tier. Sorry. So B, we're gonna do Affliction, Arcane Mage, Beast Mastery Hunter, Boomkin, Discipline Priest, and Demo Warlock, Shadow Priest, Fire Mage. Okay, so that right there, that's the B tier that I'm gonna go with. So actually, yeah, I'm gonna leave it with that. So Affliction Warlock's pretty good. Arcane Mage, make it work. Beast Mastery, make it work. Boomkin, pretty good damage. Make it work. Discipline Priest, Breath Priest Healer. Demo Warlocks, decent. They have that form that they go. Shadow Priest, which is what I play. It's okay. Like honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I think I'm not the most happy with Shadow Priest. Actually, that's a lie. I'm really enjoying it. How do I say this? We're just not amazing. It's really hard. So like when a DK warrior runs at me in threes, it can be challenging, especially if I'm not playing the right comp. Like for example, I was playing warrior, Shadow Priest, Disc Priest the other day, and it was awful because the melee they just get to run in on. And now that's a bad comp, so this might be a bad example, but they kind of just get to run in on the priests, and this is the same for Disc Priest too. priests, they just feel very vulnerable. We don't have much movement speed and like getaway things. So like after disperse, I'm pretty much screwed unless I have like a bop or like a big heal. Um, Now, I think there are comps that could work. So like RPS or like Shatter Play, which I literally there's no rogues and no mages on my server, so I'm just like handicapped. But I do think like we can do pretty good damage. We have pretty good CC. I can play this class. Like Shadow Priest, playable. You can push with it. I know I got a couple buddies at 2K CR, which is good right now. Um, that they're running RPS. So and Shadow Rogue 2s. So Shadow Priest good. It's not bad. Honestly, the main thing I do is purge. The main thing I do is purge. I'm able to dispel Bloodlust, Elemental Mastery, bops, bubbles, ice blocks, shields, all the buffs. So I spam purge a lot of the games. That's honestly most of my globals. So yeah, I figured I would just go a little bit more in depth on Shadow Priest, just obviously because I play it pretty decent. We have a lot of utility. We're kind of a hybrid, back to the old way of playing, which suits my playstyle well. So I like it. It is challenging when you do get melee on you, and maybe you're not running the right comp. So I think comp dependent, these classes on this B tier list can work. Fire Mage is okay. Like I've gone through them all. They're all decent. I think with the right comp, you could push with these classes. But again, I think this is the bottom of the meta. So there are better classes, which let's get into the A tier. So A tier is going to be, I'll start with the healers. I think the Resto Druids and Resto Shamans are probably, you know, the tied for second. I've been playing with a Resto Shaman, so I'm biased. I think Resto's Shaman's pretty good. They can't dispel magic, which is kind of sucks, but their heals are really good. Sheer, Ground, Hex, and then obviously Druids have pretty good heals, and they have Cyclone as well. So yeah, A tier for these healers. I like them both. I think they're both strong, good heals, good CC. Next, let's get into DPS. So we're gonna go Destro Warlock, Ret Paladin, Frost Mage, Hunter Specs, and again, I could be wrong on the Hunter Specs. This is Survival and Marksman. Please correct me in the comments so that I can educate myself what the best Hunter spec is. I kind of just threw up these two. Not sure what Hunters are playing right now, but I do think that like Hunters in general, like whatever the meta spec is, they should be A tier. So yeah, meta Hunter spec A tier. Fill me in on the spec. That's good for them right now, please. Feral. Feral's going to be the last A tier. Feral's, I've been crit like 5-6 Ks by, what is it, Bite or Ferocious Bite or something. The main thing is the Cyclone. The Ferals with the Cyclone, very, very good. And then they have that damage. They're hard to CC. They can sit in bear form. I like Ferals a lot. Frost Mages, good damage, lots of CC, kind of control the game. Rets, good utility, and okay damage. Destro Warlock, Chaos Bolts, very good right now. Seeing a lot of Destro locks, they're pretty good. I think they're really good, but I just don't think they're S tier. They're on the cusp. And then I already did the healers. So A tier, this is the absolute meta. If you S tier, S tier. This is the meta. If you play these specs and classes, you are almost sure to go higher in rating than most people. I think if you play any of these classes, you definitely have an advantage over the rest of the classes and players. So that is going to be DKs, LE Shamans, Arms Warriors, Rogues, and Holy Paladins. That's coming in at the top. DKs, great damage, great control. Gargoyle is absolutely nutty. They're hard to kill. They control the game with their slows. You got the death grip. They're just, I mean, obviously DKs were introduced in this expansion. They are the hero class. Still, very, very good class. Hard to live through, hard to get away from. DKs, super, super good. LE Shaman's crazy. I think LE's probably the best spec in the game right now. LE Shaman, best in the game. If there was like an S plus tier, I would put LE Shaman there. You get Bloodlust, Elemental Mastery, and then you just one-shot something, and somebody on the team dies unless you press a defensive. Very, very scary class. LE Shamans can global pretty much anything. Very good. And they bring that Bloodlust to your team. Obviously, they have Wind Shear, Hex. Very good. Very good. LE Shamans, S plus tier. Arms Warrior, also very good. This is also, I would put that up with the DK and the Ellie. Mortal Strike, 50% reduced healing done. Absolutely massive. You need that Mortal Strike. And the pressure that warriors create is absolutely wild. They just have so much damage. They can charge, stance, charge. They have shield wall. Warriors are nuts right now. Very good. Rogues, I like rogues a lot. I don't know. Our rogues are interesting because they actually have to play like a setup comp and maybe have some decent partners. But I do know twos and threes. I think maybe not as much fives. Maybe not as much fives. But in twos and threes, I would say rogues, they can be very scary. If you mess up a trinket or defensive, you're dead. At least for me on priest. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you guys got a little bit more armor, but definitely some rogues have been pretty scary. And so for that reason, I think a well played rogue could be S tier. For twos and threes though, fives I think they're a little bit easy to kill and get out of stealth. So twos, threes, rogues S tier. HPAL best healer I think. I see a lot of HPALs running obviously DK warrior or maybe Thundercleave, that LE Warrior HPAL. HPALs just seem to be the meta healer. All right, I've been going on. It's 11 and a half minutes into the video. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. And hey, please hit like, hit subscribe. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. Why not be the 1,000th subscriber? I'd really appreciate it. It helps the channel. I hope this helps some people. Maybe you guys can relate to it. Maybe you can comment and let me know where I was wrong. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.